don't believe in cults. Say it with me. I am not in a cult. Say it again. I am not in a cult. I am not in a cult. I am not in a cult. I am not in a cult.
Let me turn on my mic. Let me turn everybody else up. What's up, everybody? I forgot to shut my door. Give me 1 second just because I don't want to wake up my kid.
He's abandoning the stream, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
it.
Don't let
That
him
was
fool
it.
you.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. We're done now.
We appreciate that. You want to send us a
Appreciate it.
super chat before we close it down?
See, we were just talking about how like we always like fuck something, like just something always fucks up in the show, and you know they say you're supposed to, so people comment, you know, stuff like that, and I end up forgetting. Like, I forgot to shut my door, so I'm just like leaving it in mid sentence, just a fucking
Yeah,
closing door.
It's cool.
It was
Welcome
done
to the
on
Geek Room.
purpose.
Yeah.
It's
We
totally
made
on
our
purpose.
point already, so it's fine.
We didn't even need Billy this time.
So what's up, everybody? We are live again. We got Progressive Liberal with us again today. I think you first came on with us on Assault Mountain when we was having a little fun.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Shout out your show real quick before we get into the fuckery that we got today.
Sure. So, hi, I'm Ethan, the Progressive Liberal, and I talk about politics and social issues, and I call out lolcows like Steve McRae and David Silverman and Vegan Gains when they do lolcow stuff. And I do have a message for one of the Geek Room members, a Billy. Is there a Billy here tonight? A Billy anywhere?
Tatted.
Billy, so one of my faithful audience members, a Sokka count, has this message he wanted me to share with you. He says, "Billy, you are garbage and the worst of the geeks. The show was far better before you joined the panel, and you should go back to your instructional twerking videos." So once again, thanks for having me on, and I appreciate it.
Best guest ever.
Yes.
I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. And definitely, Sokka, you know, as an avid watcher of the show, his opinion is very valid. So, you know, fuck you, Billy.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
I will go ahead and say I apologize to all the UK viewers for having to stay up so late because because someone was like, fuck.
And cookies and cream.
And Bukkake. $2 for sensitive porpoise. Shout out to the California DOC. Yes. So I've been like not being flooded, but I've just seen a lot. Like Twitter is just it's just on fucking fire today. For the past couple of days, Twitter is just nuts. It's
Right.
I'm getting tagged in shit. I'm getting tagged in people I don't even know who the fuck they are. Which we'll go over because this guy was apparently an old stoner, but he gives stoners a bad name and just horrible arguments. Just all over the fucking place. But we'll talk about it later. So Steve got served with a restraining order. When was it?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
from Katie Joy. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. I don't watch Katie Joy. I particularly don't like her. I didn't like her when she was on Non Sequitur. I just didn't care for her. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this. That is no excuse for some of the shit that has happened. I don't like Polston. I'm not going to dust the fucker, you know.
We don't want him to wreck his house. I mean,
Right, exactly.
You know,
I mean, I don't like Steve, but I don't want anybody doing anything that could harm him. I don't want his safety threatened.
exactly.
So he was served a restraining order on Tuesday. Made me laugh like hell. That's the first time I ever heard something like this. And it's some of the comments that people are just saying they're stupid. Like they're really, really stupid. Like they are trying to grasp at straws to come up with anything to like discredit this. Oh, he got fucking served. Get over it. He's going to have to eat his crow for the shit he's done. And it's just some of the stuff like we'll go over today is you guys just stop. Like there's nothing you can do unless Steve's tried to fight this, which would be a stupid move. I kind of hope he does in a way.
Yeah.
In a way, I kind of hope he does because I mean, we all know Steve's a shit person. It would show how much of a shitty person he is, and then he would lose, and then have to eat crow again. So
this is not the hill to die on.
No,
it's really not.
It is not.
No. It's really
and also a big thing that a lot of people are missing is to fight it. Nate Brody talked about this on his stream.
Yes.
If you haven't watched that, you should go watch this. In order to fight it, Steve has to fight it in Minnesota, which means he has to have a lawyer licensed to practice in Minnesota. So unless his current lawyer has that license or is willing to go get that license just to take up this case for Steve has to go get a whole new lawyer in Minnesota in order to try and fight this. Not that there's anything to fight, but it's a great point that all of his little sycophants tend to miss.
It was a lot. Like I know, actually. Let me see if I can actually pull it because we'll pull that one up first. Where is it at? There it is. I'm gonna pull this screen up. Share screen real quick. Oh, that's not sharing screen because I'm an idiot. There we go. All right. Joey D, Bullinator. Steve doesn't have to worry about the restraining order. He does not live in her state. That doesn't matter.
Well, so there's one part of the restraining order that it would apply to because one part of the restraining order says he has to stay 50 feet away from her, I think, at all times.
Yeah. Sure.
So that part, sure. But first of all, it bans him from talking about her on social media anywhere. And B, it's attached to the Violence Against Women Act, which is federal, which then makes it literally anywhere in the United States. So, yeah, that's just typical dumbassery being dumbasses.
It's exactly like it's like that little nugget of truth and a big pile of shit lie. $5 from Nate Brody. Restrained for harassment. Steve equals ultimate troll. Judge order. Fuck, love these Nate.
Yes.
If you want to know Nate, let me know. I can send you the link and stuff like that. So, but
absolutely.
Again, it's that little nugget of truth in the whole big old shit where they just leave out everything else. Like you said, yeah, he can't. He's not in the same state, so the coming to 50 yards or whatever wouldn't apply to him. But he can't talk about why do you think he's on him and other people are on damage control right now, deleting videos.
Right. The biggest evidence you have that Steve was served with a restraining order on Tuesday is that he hasn't mentioned Katie Joy Paulson since Tuesday. I've been putting the post up on my Twitter, on my channel's Twitter. We've been putting it up every single day, every afternoon. I'm like, guys, put it up. Guys, put it up. We did it at 24 hours, 48 hours, and 72 hours. The last time Steve McRae talked about Katie Joy Paulson was a Reddit post Tuesday afternoon around 3 p.m. where he said, I haven't been served with any restraining order. I had no idea what anybody's talking about. And
that one.
Every single afternoon, we're going to put that up until it is taken down.
Let's see. I know I have this one. Katie says she doesn't go over false flags.
I can send it to you if you want. I've got it saved as a screenshot.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, if you want to actually share the screen, you can definitely can.
Yeah.
So.
Let me grab it here. The last time, okay. Let me make sure here.
This is the longest Steve has gone without mentioning Katie. I will say that.
Yes,
because he has to
share screen. Yep. Application window, photos. There it is. There it is. Last time that and this was initially taken, it says 19 hours. I took it 19 hours after it was posted. And that's the last time that I can find that he's talked about Katie Joy Paulson.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually did have them. Okay. Yeah, it says it says like a number of people have asked me about being served by Katie Paulson. He tries to say like, oh, I wasn't served, or I can't even get my lawyer to contact her or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then just a couple hours later, I've been served. I'm pissed off.
It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. I guess that's how you say
ridiculous.
It. Ridiculous.
Hold on, I've got that one too. Let me see if I can find that one. I've got it somewhere in this same area. Well, of course, now that I'm looking for it, I can't find it because that's how everything works. Nope. That's funny, but that's for a different time.
Now I'm definitely interested.
No. It's just idiots. Okay. All right, let me stop sharing and then go back. Close that out, maximize that. Go here, click this button, click that button, and then click that button. So that was about an hour and a half after that Reddit post. Steve McRae says, update, I've received some legal paperwork an hour ago that is absolutely ridiculous. I have a meeting with my lawyer tomorrow.
I know I misspell a lot, and sometimes people call me out on it. It's like a new thing,
sure.
Like my yours. And most of the time it is me typing on the phone. I type a lot I do a lot of the setting up the shows on my phone and stuff like that. So my phone just doesn't get it, but people will call me out on it. So I'll eat my crow and it's like, yeah, I misspelled it. Jesus, Steve, you do it worse than I do. There's a squiggly red. There's a squiggly red line that you tell you misspelled shit, right? You didn't think to check.
Well, that blog post of his, I did a whole stream on, where I read that blog post. Shit was in. Nope. I'm going to try it one more time. It was illegible. There we go. I can't even talk straight, but I also use Grammarly. It's free. Grammarly is completely free, and you won't make mistakes like that.
Yeah. It lets you know when, hell, it even lets you know when you're typing happy. This, it had the mood of the typing.
Right.
Maybe you do need that because you need that to let that Grammarly know, hey, this just sounds bad.
Right, exactly.
So this is another one, and this hurts my heart just a tiny bit because this guy made us a awesome song. If he used to be Canadian Thomas, I share screen the wrong one.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dick Dawson here. It's hurt. It fucking hurts. God. If you're into the situation and following along, then read this. I mean it. People have realized someone can walk in with information that is cherry-picked to stack the deck and pull this off easy. Doesn't mean we have gotten to some truth at all. Not even close. I like you. Stop.
First of all, if that were true, do you realize how many harassment orders and protection orders and restraining orders will be filed against different people on the internet all the time? Hell, Devin Nunes has been trying to get the Devin Cow Twitter account to stop tweeting about him for 2 years and can't do it because it's really hard to get restraining orders against people. It's not easy. It's fucking difficult. There were 4 different modes and mediums of communications that the judge ruled were harassing in some type of way. So it wasn't simple. It wasn't easy. And there was nothing that was cherry picked. It was evidence. If you're going to say that it was cherry picked, well, then all evidence is cherry picked.
Exactly.
If you murder somebody, they're not going to worry about what you had for lunch that day. They're more worried about the evidence that shows that you murdered someone.
Yeah. And this is right here is one of the evidence, which is a Reddit just for Katie Joy Paulson. That Steve made, that is an admin. And I'm pretty sure this is the one that where someone dots somebody, Katie here. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, so somebody put up a picture that had Katie's neighbors in it, including their kids, like their faces. And Reddit actually took down the post. Somebody reported it, and Reddit themselves took it down. And that Steve creating this subreddit is why I created the Steve fan subreddit, cleaning up condoms. Cleaning up condoms. You can go to reddit.com/r/cleaning up condoms, and we have a whole bunch of Steve related posts there that'll tell you everything you need to know about Steve McRae, and people have already come after me and said, "Oh, well, what you're doing is no better than what he's doing to Katie Joy Paulson." Well, it's illustrating what he's doing to Katie Joy Paulson. Our subreddit comes down the moment his subreddit comes down.
And that's the thing. Like here, yeah, you made a subreddit of Steve, but here's the thing: it's just calling out Steve. It's not actually like doxing and stuff like that. No one is doing.
No, in fact, we've had a few people come on and try to dox stuff, which were obvious, people trying to stir trouble, and it's all deleted immediately. We're not trying to dox anybody. We're not trying to harm Steve. We're showing how an anti-Katie Joy Paulson subreddit can damage Katie Joy Paulson, which is why we're documenting everything on Steve McRae, and we're making sure that any meme about him, video about him, post about him is on our Cleaning Up Condoms.
Yeah. I'm trying to follow because Joey D's in the chat. I'm trying to follow something he was talking about. Sean Huffer's like, they don't make it easy to find though. I tried a lot of different phrasing and engines. I'm not exactly sure. I'm trying to follow it, but it's another. If they're talking about Sean Hufford, I know I had this.
I just realized you made me a mod. No, go ahead. I'm going to put link. People are asking for a link to the subreddit, so I'm just put it up.
Yeah. So it's like something about yes, Joey VAWA is still active, just no funding budget. It's just I don't know if this is what you guys are talking about. Fiona might be able to let me know a little bit more. It just doesn't seem to be applicable yet, as Steve hasn't been served the state level restraining order yet, and hasn't had due process to contest a federal restraining order. I don't.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, Violence Against Women Act does not include a sunset clause. It was established in 1994. There have been several amendments. Some of those amendments do have sunset clauses inside of them and need to be reauthorized. But the act as a whole is just an act that was pushed through Congress in 1994. That's all that matters. Put that back up because there was something else that he said that was dumb.
Where was it at?
You don't say.
Just one or two. It doesn't seem to be applicable yet. So it is applicable. It's in force. As soon as Steve got it, he has 20 days to respond. So it's in force. There is the chance that he could bring something to the judge that is exculpatory in some manner and says, oh, it was taken out of context. It was a joke. That can happen. He can request a hearing and do that. But it is in effect until a judge overrules it or 2 years pass. Or something else supersedes it. Some other order was put in that would supersede it. He has been served at the state level. That's complete and utter nonsense. Even said that he's been served, so that isn't true. Hasn't had due process to contest a federal RO. Yes, so and that's true. That's what I was just talking about. He does have 20 days to contest it.
But why would you contest a restraining order? That's the weird thing. Like, it's there for a purpose. Again, like you said earlier, like. And to get a restraining order against another YouTuber is like one of the hardest things to do. It's probably it's hard to do it regardless, but to get it done with a YouTuber, you have to show them evidence. Like, hey, this guy like made this. All this stuff has happened, and the judge was like, "Oh fuck, I need to go ahead and just sign this off and put it through." So it.
Yeah, I mean, we see stories all the time in the news of somebody, an abused spouse, for instance, that was trying to get a restraining order against someone, couldn't, and they ended up being harmed or killed or something. Restraining orders are not easy to get; they just aren't. And the judge, it was in the filing. Nate showed it in his stream. I believe there were 4 different modes or mediums of communication that the judge used to reach his conclusion. which was that a restraining order needed to be put in place. It's not easy. And Steve did have to do something very, very serious. Steve did do something very, very serious. He sought to harm Katie Joy Paulson, and this restraining order is now in effect because of his actions.
Exactly. Fiona Robert brings up a good point. Well, he may contest it because having it means he can't have firearms or live in a house where anyone has firearms. He could probably contest it that way, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I think like in this case, the judge would look at it like, just fucking get rid of him. It's like, I'm going to keep this in effect. You can't have him.
Right. I could see maybe him contesting that part of it, but I don't think the judge would just say, "Oh, well, you live somewhere with firearms. Oh, then never mind."
Yeah.
Right. The judge would just say, "Okay, well, we'll put in a provision so that you can stay where you are."
Yeah.
I don't think the judge would just throw it out, or the judge will say, "Well, okay, you have 60 days to, relocate your residence." They do that for people that have gotten put on the sex offender registry, and they live somewhere that's like too close to a school. That sometimes they'll say, "Okay, well, you have 60 days to find a new residence." Yeah. So, please explain the normative use of restraining order. Okay, so here's how that works. Fuck you, Tony.
Shit. I'm trying to go through because I got so many pictures up. This one, I don't know if it's a troll or not. If it is a very awful joke. If it's not, then it's offensive as fuck. Kevin Smart, YouTubers need to take a knee for Steve against this restraining order oppression. Censoring Steve is an attack on all of us. I'm really hoping this is just someone who's like, I'm just going to stir the shit just a bit.
Just eat every dick.
Yeah, just open the bag and start chewing,
chucking them in one after the other.
One after the other. Yeah, it's got to be a joke. Right, that's
hope so. Like it's a shit joke, but it's like,
yeah.
If anybody could elaborate on that one for me, please, because I really want to think that this is not someone's actual fucking mental thinking.
Jake, I do cover progressive news and politics on my channel. Yes, let's talk a little bit about the First Amendment, because whenever we talk about censorship, we're talking about the First Amendment, right? So, what does the First Amendment say? First Amendment says that you can say, you can speak out against your government without fear of reprisal, right? I can say, "Oh, I think the president's decision is stupid," and I won't get arrested for that. I can say, "I think that we need a new mayor," and I won't be punished for that. I can't be arrested by the government for speaking out against the government. That's what the First Amendment is. Now, what we have had passed since the Constitution was ratified is a series of decisions in courts that say the First Amendment also provides other protections, and the ability to speak out against people. There's the ability to parody people. There's the satire is protected, that sort of thing, because it's all connected to the First Amendment. So you can't censorship of someone, in its purest form, would be some sort of political speech, some sort of speech about the government, satire, parody, that sort of thing. What we've attached it to in the modern world is censorship of people speaking out against people. Now, I can speak out against you. I can say that Billy is the worst member of the Geeks, the Geek Squad. Listen to me. The Geek Room. No, he's the worst member of the Geek Room. He's the best member of the Geek Squad. Let's be honest.
Yes. You can put together a pretty good computer. I will say that.
Absolutely.
He looks cute in that Best Buy uniform.
I'd let him test my RAM anytime. So when we're talking about censorship, we're really talking about that. But then we also have the Sixth Amendment, which not Congress, which judges have ruled has privacy guarantees in it. It's the reason why Roe v. Wade exists, is the privacy guarantees in part in the Sixth Amendment. So while I can say that Billy is the worst member of the Geek Room, I can't come out and say, "Hey, everyone, here's Billy's real name, and here's where he works, and you should go there and try to get him fired. Or here's where he lives. Somebody should, firebomb his house or something." That infringes upon his privacy rights. That infringes upon his safety. So you can speak out against it. See, if Steve sat here every single day for the rest of his life and said Katie Joy Paulson is a liar, nothing would have happened to him. But that's not what it was about. He was seeking to harm her. He was seeking to erode and evade her privacy. And he was seeking to erode and evade her feelings of safety. And the moment he crossed that line, it is no longer censorship. It is punishment under the law, and it is just.
Yeah, so it's... Yes, Ronan. So his YouTube face is fair game.
Basically, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves for telling everyone that Billy worked at Best Buy.
Exactly.
Someone's in chat. Who's Billy?
He's this guy who twerks a lot. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Keep that sentiment. Who's Billy?
Just come on
as long
to
as you can.
Yeah, just come on tomorrow's Salt Mine. You'll see Billy, and then you'll be along with us with fuck Billy.
I'll give you a hint. He'll be the guy making racist jokes with an equally racist haircut.
Right. Has he gotten that Confederate flag tattoo yet? I know he was. Oh, I'm not supposed to talk about. Sorry.
No,
yeah. It was supposed to be on the left cheek. Anyway,
we'll cut this out. We'll edit that out later.
So yeah, it's. If someone says, hold on, Joey D said something. Only the government can censor as far as the First Amendment goes. Don't complicate it. I'm guessing that's to what you were talking about.
That's exactly what I was saying. Is if we're limiting the speech of a YouTuber because they're violating somebody's safety, that's not censorship. That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
We're agreeing. Right.
Sometimes you have to overcomplicate things to like really spell it out for people, because the moment you just miss a little part of it, people kind of like take it. $1.99 from Buck Melanoma, like anyone would willingly go to Delaware. Like,
fuck. Thank you, Buck.
Frustrated atheist. I did dox Billy. You're right. I admit it.
All right, so this is actually a good question. And before we go into another picture, Rob Plutonium, what do you guys think happened to Steve? He used to be relatively rational. I will say, when we first met Steve, he wasn't as bad.
Right.
I would go ahead and say that. I'm going to go on a limb. He wasn't that bad. And I didn't know him as good as like Drag did and all them at that time. I really think that the Non Sequitur show, when that drama started happening, Steve saw fucking money. Because he got a lot of Patreons, he got a lot of Super Chats. Because I'm going to say, he, if you looked at the ratio from views from just his regular philosophical stuff to the drama he was putting out, the drama got more views, got more Patreons, got more Super Chats and stuff like that. The philosophical shit they try to put out didn't. It would just flop. As soon, it's now too far in between that he would put something out like that. It's his drama shit. He found that he's like, hey, I could probably make some money off of this, and he just kept spinning. And then he realized there was something when Katie Joy said whatever she said. I'm not even like 100% sure all of that what the fuck happened. I just know he said that she accused him of sexual harassment, talking about his penis or something like that.
Yeah.
He saw dollar signs again. And so he started getting, I think it is pretty much a money game for Steve. He knows that that's the only way he can fucking stay relevant, because his other shit is boring as fuck.
Right.
Well, I mean, are you trying to tell me that, having videos about what the word atheism means for 3 years gets boring after a while?
Yes.
But it's,
I think,
once too much.
And I think a little bit being like shitted on by his partner, I think it did break him a bit. Like I really do. Like I think it's just something snapped in his brain, and he just gotten shittier. I mean, you could just see the progressive down spiral. But I think he's always been a shitty person from all the stories that I listened to.
Yeah.
It was after that he became even shittier. Like he was just like full caca everywhere. So I think after this non-sequitur thing, he just gotten way worse and just like, this is the way I can make money. Fuck it. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. And Frustrated Atheist, I'm laughing every single time you say something. He keeps saying, I'm going to make him laugh. And like, every time you say something, I'm laughing, man. But yeah, I think I was talking with someone who has a much larger channel than I do. Someone who has like over 100,000 subs the other day. And they said, you know, I don't want to be too exact here because I don't want anybody to know who I was talking to. But they said, you know, when I was around 50,000 subs, there was some stuff that went down with me. And to be honest, right afterwards, they gained like 30,000 subs in like a month or something. It was something crazy like that. Yeah. Maybe it was 10,000 in a month or something. But they said, you know, I started to think, you know, what do I do to juice up the channel? Like, do I need to like have more drama happen? Do I need to go find some drama? And they said, you know, I realized that was the wrong turn. Like, because once you turn down that road of looking for drama to grow your channel, it's the only way that you could ever grow your channel. That's it. That's the only thing that you can ever do ever again is more of that, you know, you got to chase that white dragon.
Yep.
And I think he's decided that that's his MO or whatever, and that is his heroin, his online heroin.
Yeah. And to me, there's nothing wrong with, you know, calling out YouTubers and stuff like that. We all do it.
Sure.
Our channel is pretty much based on calling out stupid ideas, stupid YouTubers. But when there are channels, and I keep mentioning here, Jake Jonas knows who the fuck I'm talking about. A larger YouTube channel who's just nothing but drama. When you go around this, the drama stuff, it turns toxic real fucking fast. Like, I mean, 0 to 100 in no time. Toxic. Like, you get people starting to dodge. You get people starting to call hospitals. You get people, like, saying that, like, a good buddy of mine, Negs, someone was, like, mentioning his dead child. Like, oh, you wasn't a father to that child and stuff like that. So you just get these lot of toxic shit.
Right.
And that's what happens in these drama communities. And Steve has fallen into this, whether he wants to think it or not, into this drama channel. Just drama community. Because that's what fucking Team Mom is. You know, no offense. A lot of the Team Mom, there's a lot of people that are from the Team Mom community that are actually good people, but there are some toxic shit around that in that community. You see it in a lot. I want to point out something to Saka said. I don't think he was ever in it for the money. He was in it for the recognition, the idea that he could be seen as an intellectual. Sometimes I feel like you see that too. He was in it to like make a name of him being smart too. And I think that was before the non sequitur stuff happening, because I remember hearing stories of just, you know, talking about like Steve would say something wrong, Sam correct him. Then after he's like, correct me and shit like that. So I think at the first beginning before non sequitur, he wanted to be seen as an intellectual. Then after the non sequitur thing, money. So he realized no one sees him as an intellectual, money. So
maybe that confirms our suspicions of how he got shittier.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah, so to go what Jake Jonas said, the person I was talking about is beyond drama. She's sinister and attacks people's children, dosses people's children's school. This person like is really toxic, and when you get into these like drama communities, that's what fucking happens. Like no matter what, like it's going down a bad road. Once you're down that road, you can't get out of it, because once you start changing your channel a little bit, that's when you see the drop in subs, and people are like, So, you know, people don't like it. And worst case scenario, they turn on you, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's a bad thing. 199 from Buck Melanoma. What the fuck is Team Mom community? I'm going to leave you innocent. Okay. I'm going to leave you innocent. So, yeah. Oh, God damn it, Agrippa. This is outrageous. Steve is not the hero we want. He's the hero we need. Fuck you. Drama alert. Keemstar's channel is just, yes, exactly. Keemstar is actually a perfectly good example. Like a bigger YouTuber, drama. He can't get out of that shit. He tried to do something new. It's going to flop.
Yep. I mean, you know, he had his political show. Was that last night or the night before? Anyway. Yeah, it's his new political show that is nothing like In Time. It just happens at the exact same time as In Time and has two people talking about current events. It was awful. I was in the general chat on my Discord trying to like live comment on it, and I kept just not paying attention to it. Like I would just zone out, and I was paying attention to anything else. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to comment on how bad this is, but just all these conservative talking points and everything. Steve's not a great content creator. I got bad news for you. He has some ability to call out logical fallacies whenever they happen and explain those logical fallacies, but that's it. That's all he's got. And that rocks are atheists, or that rocks aren't atheists, or something.
Or just the word atheism in general.
Right.
Trigger.
Right.
Joey, I mean, this. I don't know why you say Keemstar is fucked at this restraining order sticks. I don't know if you're talking about the Steve one. It's pretty much stuck. I mean,
Yeah,
there's not much you can do.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, it's pretty much stuck. It's on him now. So
yeah, it's like in effect for the next 2 years.
Yeah. So
Steve is just a normative guy. That's funny. That's fine.
All right, so I do have this one. This is actually, someone sent this to me. This is actually from the the Facebook community that he has without. I'm not exactly sure if he's still admin there. I tried to put out, it's like, hey, someone needs to see if he's still admin, because that'd be interesting if he was, because he said he wasn't. He left it to Tina Alcucci, whoever the fuck she is. $2 from Sinister Porpoise. As a mature adult, Steve started. God damn it. And this says a lot about the community that fucking he fucking put himself in. And I think this is in response to that he couldn't say anything. And down here you see Dave Allen, who has a slight bit of common sense, was like, I'm just saying he got slapped with a restraining order, and then to go in a group where he is an admin. Oh, wait a minute, there he is. He says he's an admin. And say, go get her, Steve, is encouraging him to break the restraining order. It is not a good look. This person here is like, you're forgetting why this page exists, is to help Steve to take her down once and for all. You're either with us or against us. And that's the mentality that these people have. It's like, if you're,
that's pretty damning. Holy shit!
Like, I didn't really read it now. He's like, Steve is still an admin of this group. What? And so, but that's the mentality of these people. It's like, and that's Steve's mentality. You're either with them or you're against them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he illustrated that to us.
Yes.
Back when he wanted to be friendly with us, everything was fine. But the very second we have an acquaintance that wasn't approved by Steve, then all of a sudden there's a public unsubbing from us. And then the blocking on Twitter of all of his friends of us for, as he did to many others for no reason whatsoever. So, I mean, yeah, it's a very contingent relationship with Steve.
Exactly.
So childish,
It is.
So someone did admit he's still an admin and without a freaking clue. So
of course he is.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, like, that is almost against the restraining order, if you could say, because I mean, he can't. He's promoting this group,
right?
And it may not be. I'm not exactly sure. I never got slapped with a restraining order. I don't fucking know.
Me either. I've never been through it,
so I don't know what's acceptable and what's not. But I feel like it would be.
Yeah, the issue is I think it hasn't. I think it's not publicly filed until after that 20-day period is up.
Yeah.
So I could be wrong on that. I've looked for it. I can't find it. That's why I think that's what's going on. But then Nate Brody had a copy of it, so I don't know how he had a copy. I don't know. I'm not worried about that. From what I saw on with what Nate read of it on his channel, yes, he would have to, at the very least, not be an admin of that group anymore, and hopefully would have to take it down. He definitely would have to take this Katie Joy Paulson subreddit down because it's, Katie is a liar everywhere. I mean, it's all over it. But I don't exactly know if he can just remove himself as admin and it can stay up, or if he has to pull it down because he was the one who created it. Like that's my question. And obviously I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a judge. I've never had a restraining order, so I don't know.
Yes, if anybody is a lawyer, they kind of know. I don't know if Nate's still in this or not. But I mean,
Unirock just went live.
Gotcha. So, but yeah, so it's a thing. Like, I feel like that would go against, because then he is orchestrating this group, and people in this group are acting in a way on his behalf, because he made it for people to call him out lies, and then all this shit happens, and he would be responsible. It's his group.
Yeah, and Chris Tucker. Okay, see, that's what I was remembering, Chris, and I couldn't remember if it was just my shitty memory, if it really happened. She said it is against restraining order. It verbatim said in the restraining order that he cannot be a part of these groups. That's what I couldn't remember, is if he had to leave the groups or what the wording was. So Chris remembers it the same way I do. He has to leave the groups,
and he hasn't left yet, I don't think.
He's definitely not left the subreddit that he made, because I've got it right here. Like I can,
unless it's like he has to leave in after those 20 days, kind of thing. So,
I mean, it went into effect June 1st, so I think on that day he had to leave it. But I know that Katie's lawyer has all this information. So,
let's see, I'm actually trying to put up this, and if people are wondering like what. Because a lot of people don't know about all this that's fucking happening, is it's stuff like what this person did today, which is actually really sick. This is when it crosses from the YouTube, keeping it in thing, YouTube, to real life. This person said, obviously satisfying to send a message to the hospital to inform them that they have a parent in the house that may not follow hospital policy in regards to her past. It is important that she not disclose info or expose other people in a post she may make light in the light of the hospitalization. So this person, from what I can gather from this, contacted the hospital and was like, hey, you got someone here who's not going to follow the rules, kind of thing. This is crossing over from YouTube to real life, and this is the shit that the second part of the title is when things go way too fucking far. This is the reason Joy had to get a restraining order against Steve, who is making these groups, who is okay with shit like this, because he hasn't called him out whatsoever. He just kind of doubled down. He's like, oh, this isn't doxing, because doxing, it put out private information, but what he failed to say the rest of the definition, and malicious intent. So you can put out public information that's fine, but when you're saying, hey, harass this woman, here's her information, then that is technically doxing. So it's just ill intent. Like this is fucking horrible.
This person is a Karen in the wild.
So it's, and they got a lot of pushback, and I think what did I say? Fuck. I basically said, you need to get a fucking life, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, it's true. These people need to get a fucking life. This is like, get the fuck off of the internet. You need to have a hobby, like quote something. I don't care. And this is the one that we were tagged in. Keep this thread, study it, and look at all the names, screenshots, and the Geek Room making up a quote from a call to the hospital. Laughing my ass off. I can't. I see you. You see me. Damn it! Now y'all have to find somewhere else to lose your shit over a piece of shit. I was like, I just said you need a life. I stand by that. $5 from Druid lovers. Steve McRae supporters are the ones who keep shocking people during Stanford prison experiment. Yeah.
Yes.
And I will, let me pull this up real quick, and I will go on, and because I told him, I was like, Thanks for the content. I need some more shit tonight. So there it is. Here's our Twitter page. All you have to do is kind of scroll down. It's not too far. Actually, it's like right after this. Then, all this. Jesus fucking Christ, these people need a life and need to get off the fucking internet. I retweeted, said they called the fucking hospital. Because, I mean, you said you sent a message. There's only one or two ways that you can pretty much send a message to a hospital. You either email them or call them. Did you email them? Nope. Then you call them. You didn't call them, then you email them. So regardless, you sent a fucking message, and it's a shite thing to do. You don't you leave that shit alone because she's there with her child. I don't care how shitty of a person Katie Joy is. She can kick her child in the shins, which I mean, if she does that, then yeah, CPS needs to be called. But she could be a really shitty person. Like, she could just lie every day. It still doesn't warrant you stooping low to call an hospital because she took a picture in the hospital or something. I'm not exactly sure what she did. I think, I didn't see any videos. She just took a picture and said, I might not be on face or something. So this is where you cross the line, and this is the people that are spun off of Steve McRae. Like, this is the dangerous shit. And when you go down this road, it's
like you were saying, like, call people out on YouTube. I do it all the time. Like David Silverman, okay, which his video with Steve, where he's saying to Katie, I'm sexually assaulting you right now and everything. If you haven't seen that, I think you guys showed it though. Didn't you show that video last week?
No, I think that was Peter Gonna Go For It. He posted on Twitter. That's
right. Anyway, I did a stream. You can go watch the stream if you want to see it. But David Silverman, like, I'll call David Silverman out. I'll call him out over all that shit. He should not be doing that. But I'm not trying to call David Silverman's work and be like, oh, by the way, David Silverman, did you see what he did on YouTube? Like, there's a line, and these people cross that line because, look how bad I can hurt her. Oh yeah, well, I can hurt her worse. They're like one-upping each other to try to hurt someone they don't like. It's, there's just a line you don't cross, man. And I don't understand it. I just don't get it.
I don't either. And again, this is the toxic part of any kind of drama community, that where people who don't give a fuck will kind of just do these things. It's one of those mind-blowing things, like, wow, like you're really going to stoop that low to like call a fucking hospital where this kid is, I think I'm not exactly sure what happened.
He's having a procedure. Some fluid was building up in his head. He's having a procedure.
So it's a tough time. I mean, for any parent, like, again, she could be the shittiest person, but she doesn't deserve someone harassing her at a time where she doesn't need to be harassed. There's a stress line, and it's just a weird fucking thing.
And Steve has spurned this all on. That's the thing. He's the one who made the Facebook group. He's the one who made the subreddit. He's the one who made video after video after video after video, like 50 videos over a series of months. I mean, Steve is culpable here because he's the one who has spearheaded this entire effort. And I want to comment on something that Frustrated Atheist just said. Yes, David Silverman is a piece of shit. You're correct. But Steve has spearheaded this entire effort. Steve is culpable here. I don't know that he's liable, but he's culpable.
Yeah. Like he kind of spun this to happen by creating this group that is now out to basically fuck over Katie Joy as much as possible.
Yep.
And it's not like the group turned a different direction, as indicated by one of its members. That's one of the intended targets Like, so this has been the plan from Jump Street. So there's really no way out of this at this point, other than to just fucking fess up and cut the shit.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Steve Kardashian.
I'm actually trying to look, and so far it's just pictures.
I need a meme. I'm sorry. I need a meme of Khloe Kardashian with Steve's face on the top. Together for me.
A better thing is it's just kind of like the back picture with him, just Chloe's body and just him just doing this with his hair. You know,
yeah,
that'd be great.
That'd be fantastic if somebody can put that together for us. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm looking, and there is no videos. Like you can take pictures in a hospital.
Sure.
Like you can. I mean, she did do a smart thing and only took a picture of her and just stuff in the background. Never took anything of the kid. Yeah, but it's again, what's the issue here? There's no issue. You are looking for something to stick to her, to harass her. So it's just one of these really just
just kick her while she's down. Like it's completely unnecessary.
Steve has generated views and super chats for other channels. Not a word of thanks, ungrateful bastards.
Yeah,
I love you tonight. I'm actually waiting to hear, like, because I know it was at one point when this whole thing started. Like we made these channels. I'm waiting for him to say he made the Geek Room, because I'm going to have so fucking much fun. So yeah, so
he tweeted about me just the other day saying, I got my start with him. Bitch, when I was on your channel, I had like 50 subscribers, first of all. And I'll tell you who got my channel going. You know who got my channel really, really going? Was Godless Engineer and his wife. I made a video about abortion, and Godless Engineer linked to it on his channel, had a video where he talked about it. Then he had me on his channel. Those two people are the ones who got my channel going. I mean, there were a lot of other people who had me on too, and I'm thankful. But no one like Godless Engineer and Casey did.
Exactly. By the way, they're great people. Fucking love them.
They're fantastic people. Yeah. Two of my favorite people on the planet. Yeah. So,
Skeeve Kartrashian. Some people coming up with names right now. Hey, David, how you doing, buddy?
How's it going, David? Good to see you, man.
So
that was Steve in that picture the other day. He was laying out in the sun, and all those trash cans were around him. Is that the correct Steve?
Yeah,
it's our Trashian.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that where he was sipping on a Heineken, or what was it, a Heineken?
I don't even know.
Seems about right.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
On his beach chair, on his.
It wasn't even a beach chair. It was just on a sidewalk with a fucking towel.
Oh, maybe it was just a towel.
Yeah, and uncut grass, no weed eating. Is like, wow, okay, I don't feel bad about my house now. Okay. I can let my grass grow up to knee high. I won't feel bad.
Was it an IPA, Tony? I'm so sorry. It was an IPA.
Yeah. If anybody this is not some kind of echo chamber. Anybody wants to defend Steve, let me know. I'll send you the link. I'd have no problem.
I have for months, and I want to say it here because I've said it on my channel and no one's heard me. Steve McRae, Red's Rhetoric, Chet, any of those people, Sean Huffer, any of them, none of them are blocked on my channel. None of them are blocked on my Discord. If any of them want to come in anytime and debate me on anything, I had a debate set up with Red's Rhetoric, and he backed out. It was going to be a debate on In Time. Red's Rhetoric backed out of a debate with me. Red's, it's still on the table. Come face me, you fucking coward.
So so like we've always said, like if you have any issues with what we said, you can always invite it onto the channel. Even Steve is invited. That'd be fun. But I mean, I wanted to
Steve to him.
Well, and Steve, mow your fucking grass.
I mean, it's not a large yard. Come on. You can do that in a half an hour.
We can debate something. What do you want? You tell me what you want to debate. We'll debate it. Are we debating twerking? Are we debating?
I got a video to prove that one.
Are we debating the whether or not rocks or babies are more atheist? The normative use of twerking? Maybe we could do that. Bring your citations, your Miley Cyrus videos. I'm down.
So
Yeah, man.
fabulous.
Every time you start, Frank, every time you mention like, oh yeah, we got a twerking video to show you. There's like, I know what you mean, but there's always that small part of the back of my brain that's like, Frank's gonna take the channel, he's gonna tank it and show the Patreon version.
Oh no. No, yeah, there is a Patreon version where not Steve, fucking I'm catch shit from Billy now. Billy just drops his pants right in front of G-Man and just makes G-Man have to pray away gay thoughts again. So
Okay, so I am going to change the subject very quickly. Tony said he checked and it was a Stone IPA. Whatever the fuck that is.
I don't know either.
Oh, Frustrated Atheist says we're going to debate how progressive I am, and I already lose because his feelings over my facts. Deal. Guys, I've lost my debate to Frustrated Atheist. He won in a sweep. It just swept me away. There you go.
Oh no.
Put one up on his side of the board. He gets one.
It's the first one Frustrated's ever gotten. Yeah, he's literally crying putting this mark up on the tally right now.
Absolutely. It's like, only 1,475,000 more to go. To break even.
I'm trying to find it because I know it was posted because we do have Lowell's Farm on our Discord. If anybody just wants to come in, just to have fun with people, because I think we even added a new G-Man one. It's called the Attic. So
Oh,
I had to. It's like I was trying to think of a good name for G-Man. And I was like, the Attic. I was gonna call it the Gazebo, but a lot of people might not know what the Gazebo.
right.
But it's called
I was thinking it was going to be called the Crawl Space, but okay.
A lot of good memes in there. So it's just, yeah. I don't know what else to say. 'Cause it's just a lot of crazy fucking shit right now.
There's a lot of bad human beings involved in this story, and I think we've all come to learn and understand that here this evening. And we'd all be better off if they would just fucking stop. That's all you got to do. I mean, like we were talking earlier about, he really, even if he tried to rebrand at this point, all that baggage is going to carry over. Like the best thing he could possibly do, and I know this isn't going to redeem him, but the best thing he could possibly do is to just fess up, apologize, and move on.
Right.
Zach, just take the restraining order. Just leave it alone. Like, just leave her alone. Just delete the groups. Delete the.
If he could say, right. If he could sit down and say right now, listen, I messed up. And I should not have done what I did, but I did do it. And the fact that I was in a place that allowed me to engage with that kind of behavior saddens me, but it also strengthens me because now I know the place that I can't go. And what I'm going to work on is becoming a person that doesn't go to that place. And I need your help in doing it. Call me out, help me correct, help me build the disciplines that I never go back to that place. People would be like, oh my, yeah, all right. Like I would even cheer. I wouldn't pay any fucking attention to him.
Sure.
But I would at least respect him. But he can't do. He's too much of a coward.
No, his ego is way too big.
Yeah, and that would require an attempt to be made.
Right.
Yes.
Other than no, I'm in the right here. So I'm the victim, obviously.
And real quick before you play this video, Frustrated Atheist says, "How much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? 42."
Boom,
Damn,
bitch.
what you got?
I checked his math.
Yeah.
Dead on.
It's really easy. Watch. Done.
You're done, son.
Look at that.
Take that
4
L.
and a 2. Yeah. How many millions do you have on that other side now, Frustrated? You just add another one?
Yeah, you got to add 42 more. 42 million more. Actually.
That was the wager, Frustrated.
So Secret Squirrel does point out a good point. What the fuck? I'm talking like Shanny now. I'm watching way too many Shanny videos. Makes a good point.
Drop the G's then, bro.
No. I doubt he thinks he's done anything wrong, and it's the troll group led by Agrippa that's out to get him. He doesn't. He does not. He does not think he does anything wrong. It's
Nope.
Ron.
I know what the troll thing is, and there's a lot. I'm not going to say too much on it. But he was trying to get me to talk to a known someone that I knew that that everybody knew, and they wanted to know about the troll groups. The troll groups that were out to get him. There was a section of YouTube that was kind of just like making fun of him, just to troll him and stuff like that. But it was not the people that he thought it was. And I tried to explain that to him. I tried to explain that to anybody that asked. It's not Dragnauct everybody else. These people just call him out on bullshit. There was when Google Plus was a thing, someone that a lot of us know, she was out to get him a good bit. Even made a session as like the not so great debate community or something like that. That person, yes, was out to like try to troll him and stuff like that. But Dragnauct and them, not them. And I have actually explained to the person that he wanted me to talk to that no, it's this group, not dragging them and stuff like that. So,
Right.
But again, so it, so it's, and you can't tell him that either. So, because he instantly just like, nope, these guys, they're in it. I'm like, no, they're not. Nope, they're in it. No, they're not. You're disagreeing with me. I'm going to publicly unsub from you. So, this was sent to me, and this is, I'm going to play you just a couple minutes of it, but it's almost projection at its finest. Usually you get that from Shani, but it's just one of these things where like when they speak something, and this is actually kind of boring stuff, when they speak something, they don't realize that that's what they do, kind of. And I know Progressive like watched this already, but I don't know if anybody else has, so I'll just go ahead and play it.
It sounded like you had a legitimate point being like, if she's really going to sue people, should she really be talking about that case? And in some cases, yeah, and in some cases, no, right? Like that's a reasonable question. That's not like a weird thing to ask. That's like, we've been asked that a good number of times about non sequitur. Is it okay for Steve to be talking about non sequitur? And in some cases, yes. And it's like, if he went off and accused Kyle of a bunch of things, then that would be a problem. But as long as he's not doing that, he's right.
Right.
That's how I found out about.
And he was found liable. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and in fact, how I found out about Steve was because I had seen a video of hers, and then I saw her just continuously attack you, and so I was like, "Well, what is going on here? If you don't have anything to worry about, why are you continuously attacking somebody?" And she actually just led me to your channel, and you pretty much exposed her, and she really did herself a disservice with that.
Well, I don't think.
A lot of them do.
See, this is basically what Steve does in a nutshell. He will tell you to, like, you got to be critical thinkers, but he doesn't want you to see one side of it. And it's this thing where he's like, yeah, check, like, maybe Katie did do us a disservice by, like, oh, check Steve out, then you just read one thing. Or just watch one video and stuff like that. It's just kind of like this.
I mean, Steve's whole thing is, be skeptical unless it comes out of my mouth.
Pretty much.
I mean, that's pretty much the air I get from him.
This is their live calling show. I don't know what they were doing.
Something stupid.
Yeah. Trying to do some kind of, like, I guess, atheist experience kind of thing. Or just, I don't know. But yeah, it's just... I'm going to play a little bit, and I can probably be able to make my point a little bit.
I don't. Yeah, but let me tell you why I think that's advantageous for her, actually. What Katie tries to do, Katie wants to silence critics. She wants to silence me and anybody who dares speak out against her. She cannot have that. She just has to shut it down. But here's the thing. By people that do find out about her and that will start watching me or Chesh or some other people that have been in the community exposing her long before we came around, that actually is advantageous to her, because what is left? If you look, it's the same principle by which scammers work. If people have said,
Right,
hey,
I see
why
what
do
you're
these scammers they say, why do they send out emails that are so, like full of grammatical errors? I'm a Nigerian prince that
Ridiculous. Anyway,
Ridiculous?
ridiculous. Oh, how you fucking said it?
I don't even know.
Pop Anonymous.
Yes, like Secret Scroll just said, the cinema called. They want the projection back. Steve is literally describing himself. I mean, he's literally describing himself.
Exactly.
He's like, I mean, you can, and he'll be like, oh no, you can argue with me, you can criticize me, you can to a point. Remember, the reason that Nate Brody got kicked out of the original GDC when Steve went in and did his hostile takeover was because he disagreed with Steve about atheism definitions. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a debate, and Nate owned him in that debate. Nate recently on his channel did a thing where he went back and viewed it, and you can go back and see the old stuff. That's why he got kicked out of the GDC. That's why Steve tried to blacklist him out of the community, because Nate owned his ass. You think there's a lot of marks against frustrated atheist on that board? You should see Steve's board. Okay? Steve is completely and utterly incapable of taking criticism. That's what happened with Earl David Warden. Somebody pulled this up last night on my comment section, and I'm glad I remember this because I wanted to address this publicly here. Somebody said, you didn't call Steve out when he had Earl David Warden on his channel originally. Now you want to call him out. I never had an issue with Earl David Warden or any sex offender or any felon or any violent felon appearing on YouTube. I have no problem with that. I would have somebody like that on my channel and I would interview them. The difference is that if I had somebody on who was a violent felon, that I didn't know they were a violent felon because I didn't do my research. So he said, that person is a violent felon. I wouldn't say, oh, well, they probably are innocent.
He's an honorable guy,
He's an honorable guy. I talked to his best friend, and he seems fine. Actually, did you guys know that in his case, there's a bunch of exculpatory evidence that actually exonerates him, but the judge was just being a dick that day. Like, I wouldn't do any of that.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's what I'm calling Steve out on. I would never call Steve or anyone else out for having a violent offender on. I don't know that I would have Earl David Warden himself on. I mean, if I had something relevant to talk to Earl David Warden on, I would have him on my show and we would have a conversation. But afterwards, I wouldn't go, he's a really honorable guy. He's a real honorable dude.
Yeah.
That is the issue.
Steve was smitten.
I have secret evidence, okay? That no one else can know. But if you want it, I can privately DM you like I did, David Silverman, and we could talk.
Right.
So
it's on the back of the camera, so I can't get to it right now. But after the show is over, I'll get it. Right. That's why I can't take pictures of it, because it's on the back of the camera. So
silly fucking cameras.
Right. It's in my hat, and I have to look down in my hat to translate the secret evidence on the golden plates.
Cult, religion, whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever.
So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, this is projection at its finest because he does the same things. Like when when I had this show on, when he was like, we don't do guilt by association, but yet your main reason of like
I have a meme about that.
Yeah.
Do you have that? Do you have that meme? Do you have that Steve meme?
I don't think I do.
Guilted by. I have that. I'm gonna hold on.
But
he's saying what you were saying while before. Yeah.
No, it's like his main reason of disassociating with us because he doesn't like Nate and he thinks we'll fall down this whole rabbit hole or something, like just fall in line with them and just become trolls. Guilt by association when Nate has not done anything to him.
Here's my litmus test for that, and it's already happened. All right, we had Steve on our channel long time ago. Nate never said a fucking word.
Exactly.
He didn't harass us. He didn't publicly unsubscribe from us. He didn't give us any grief over it. We have Nate on the channel. Steve does all of those things. So for you to be out here saying that, I'm falling victim to someone's, trap or whatnot, and you're really the one here in the right. I mean, come on, it kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah. I mean, we've had drag on and stuff like that. And, I even, when we had the thing with what was it? Kyle, G-Man, I think, and also like Bionic Dance, Drag wanted on, and I was just, I knew they didn't, like each other, so it was just like, hey, I'm about to have Drag on, and he was like, you do you, whatever, and then now all of a sudden it's an issue because we have Drag on when Drag has never held it against us when we have Steve on. Like they never once says like, oh, why the fuck you have him on? You can't talk to us. No, the troll community, this hateful people has welcomed us with open fucking arms, has talked to us. Never once brought up Steve unless he done something actually really stupid, and they're like, hey, you can't. Like when he had David whatever his fucking name is.
Whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, and Heretic's like, how can you defend this? I was like, I fucking can't, dude. I really can't defend this. This is fucked up. I would not have this piece of shit on.
Sure.
So it's that community has never held it against us for having Steve on. So it's just.
I think a lot of them view it as, oh, they found out like the rest of us did. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Right.
Like you'll see, you'll learn one motherfucking day. He's gonna get you. And the bad thing is I see a lot of that now with a lot of people. It was one day. It was a guy that I know, Ozzy, and he was kind of, I can't remember how it actually started. I think he was arguing with the SSL in the chat, and somehow I got brought into it, and he got brought into it, and we was trying to tell him, like, look, the shit that we're saying, we're not just putting videos together, copy and pasting them, and make them look bad. These are things that he has done himself,
right?
And he was given, he was like, you just gotta show me. So I made a thread, and he got shown that day, like to the point he was like, all right, you got your point across. I get it. But now they've turned into where it's like, I seen it not too long because I think Steve tried to tag them in something else, was don't involve me in the drama. And that's the dangerous road to go, because that's where we were kind of going. I was like, look, gosh, I'm friends with him. Just don't involve me in a drama. Because you're turning a blind eye to the things that he is doing, and we have shown you the evidence. Right. And you're not looking at it. You're just scoffing it off, letting Steve think that he can just kind of do whatever the fuck he wants. And that's the dangerous part. So it's when you're showing this stuff, you can be skeptical all you want. You can ask all the questions. You even go to Steve and ask him, hear his side of the story. We're not saying, like, nobody in this community, drag community, no one has ever said, oh, just take us on our word for it. Like, they've always been like, hear from both sides. And that's what it kind of took us to doing, hear from both sides. And we're like, oh shit, Steve's a piece of shit.
I fully encourage anyone and everyone who doesn't already have, has not done this, to go listen to his side of the story and see how it stacks up against every fucking thing else.
Right.
So go for it.
Imagine this. Okay. Imagine you're a young man again. Your father comes to you and says, son, I made a YouTube channel. It's yours. I love you so much. I've provided for you your future. Son, rocks are atheists.
I'm going to tell you now, like, when my kids are older, I'm not giving them this shit. I don't want them to, like, I don't want them on fucking, like,
I don't want my kids to have anything to do with this shit. What the fuck are you talking about?
Like, do you have a channel? No. What's this? That is not me. That's a doppelganger. He puts a mask on and just acts like me. That is not me. Like, I mean, it's weird. That's the, you stole money from my daughter. It was supposed to go to her if I died. It's like, do you think YouTube's gonna be around that long? I'm pretty sure at some point YouTube is gonna go down, like all great websites do. So, but it's
Son, I said penis to a woman, and I wrote this blog about why it's okay. I leave you my legacy, my child.
Everything the light touches.
Oh, if Steve was a Disney character, who would he be?
Oh, shit. This may require a little bit of thought.
Yeah. And live chat, this is for you too. If Steve was a Disney character.
I'm trying to figure out if there was a bug that was ever stepped on.
Who is the parrot in Aladdin? What's his name?
Fuck.
Iago.
Iago.
Iago. Right. Dopey.
That's an insult to Dopey, okay? Dopey is the coolest fucking the Seven Dwarfs. Dumbo. I don't know. Because here's the thing: some of the evil characters are actually smart.
Right.
Fucking Frollo. I'm thinking Frollo.
Right. Uncle Remus.
I don't even know who that is.
Holy shit.
Shit. King Richard from Robin Hood.
Yeah, see, all those people are too industrious. That's why it's like Iago, because he's just loud.
Yeah, but I mean, Iago's pretty looking. He's a parrot. So,
Steve is creepy enough to be Frollo. That's true.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Scar? No, he's not Scar. Scar was like smart and had like a plan that he was executing.
Yeah, Scar's plans came to fruition.
Francis the talking mule.
I got you. That's a good one. So, so like if he was Iago, would that make Chesh Jafar?
Totally.
Yeah,
I'd buy it.
But Chesh is definitely not Jafar.
Nah.
You know what? They're like the two
the next door kid in Toy Story.
They're like the two jackals from Lion King.
Yeah, I can see that. I can also see the kid, the next door kid in Toy Story that kept blowing up everybody. All the toys. Yeah, Sid from next door. So, I think we're gonna kind of wrap it up because it's.
Yeah, it's time for toddlers to go to bed too. So I was just informed. Okay, so I have to tell you guys this story because it's really cute. This is what I was just informed. So she's eating her dinner. It's one of the little kid cuisine things, and it's got corn in it. And apparently, she just took a handful of the corn and buried it outside to try and grow some corn.
See, that's smart.
Kids are kind of stupid.
All of a sudden, you see just a toy, just a squeaker toy, just and hit him in the head.
Yeah.
Lamar does put has a good point. Jar Jar Binks, because technically he's a Disney character now.
That's true.
Oh yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
But a Disney character that lives in a closet and cleans up condoms.
Oh shit! Damn, but that's fucked up.
See, now I know why we don't cover like regular Steve content after just the small amount of the video we watched of his today. It's depressing and draining.
Exactly.
I was gonna try to do a response video to his video last night or the other night, whatever, and there isn't anything. Their entire point, what they talked about for an hour, was if you're a protester and the police tell you to do something, you should.
Oh wow!
There you go. And I disagree. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, share, and subscribe.
There's an amendment for this.
Right? Yeah.
Nah, because I thought about plenty of times. I was like, let's put Steve on a show. Fuck it, you know, he was on a show making fun of people. Why not make fun of him? It's just. Every once in a while, they bring you a gold nugget, like, you know, when Chess says that she feeds her dog chocolate, or, you know, secondhand smoke is not a thing. But
it's mostly her.
Or let's murder children.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's mostly just the stupid shit that she says. So it's kind of like, I'll just make clips out of it, just for everybody to kind of enjoy.
Right.
But yeah, if people do, because she will be more on the Salt Mine. If you guys got any chest clips, let me know. We'll put them on there. So because her shit's stupid.
There should be no shortage.
No.
Yeah.
No. So, quality content like Steve is not reviewable. Grandpa, you're on it today.
Yeah, man.
Well, thanks for having me on.
No, yeah. So, his link to his channel is down below. Make sure you subscribe. He just passed 1,000. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
Very
Thank
nice.
you. And most of the time, I sit down and people just ask me, hey, are we going to have I had a whole stream the other night. If you're curious about whether we're going to have an election this year, I explain why we are, why legally we are, the constitutional reasons behind why we are going to have an election no matter what. So if that's the kind of content you're into, that's mostly what's on my channel. I do, dunk on people like Steve and Vegan Gains and David Silverman as well, but I try to do mostly political content. So
Yeah. So,
Very nice.
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe. Bran, I'll let you do your thing.
My thing. It's time to pay the bills, folks. That's what this thing is. No, seriously. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. If you haven't already, subscribe. Turn on notifications because you got to subscribe twice now. That's how they get you. You know what I mean? But yeah, all of our links are down below in the description section. So if you want to support us, we do have our Patreon. We've got some merch over at Teespring, the Amazon affiliate link that we hope works. I don't know.
I'm trying to piss it. It works sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. It's like, what the fuck happens?
That's what I'm
They might have cut it out again.
Fuck you, Jeff Bezos, you piece of shit. That's why you share a name with that piece of shit, Jeff. Anyway, so yeah, all those links are down below, as well as and all of our social media links as well. So thank you to our guests, thank you Frank, and thank you everyone for joining us for this dunk session on Steve, because it's highly deserved.
It was, yeah. If anybody deserves.
And I need to add before we go, fuck you, Steve.
Yes. And I would like to second that and also say fuck you, Billy.
Yes.
Hold on, I gotta find this real quick because this is a Steve quote.
Black people do coke.
And we're out.